Don't stop.
Hi, thanks for joining me on the Everything and Anything in a Big Gay podcast. I get asked often, why do you do this podcast? It's a question that I get whenever I'm out with friends at a bar and I meet somebody and they're like, what do you do? Or whenever I'm on a vacation with friends and we meet people out, or I meet a new friend, or sometimes my family will ask me, like, why are you doing this podcast? And I have an answer, and I kind of say the same thing every time. My answer is that I did a kind of an internalish podcast at one of my companies, and then whenever I left the company, I missed it, and I'm like, I ended up liking my voice enough. I don't love my voice still, but I was able to hear my voice without being sick to my stomach enough, and I decided that I was going to do a podcast. And I started off doing it with my friends and finding some guests here and there. And now here we are. But the reason why I do my podcast, to get down to it, is because I get to talk to some interesting people. I get to have the way I think challenged, which is what I love. And I get to meet people that I would never normally get to speak to. And my guest today is one of those people. I never thought I'd get to talk to David Archuleta. And whenever his PR team reached out to me to say, do you want to speak with him? It's like, yes, can I do it today? I want to do it right now. I watched him on American Idol. I've kind of watched his career. I've watched him join the LGBTQ plus community. And it's really quite amazing just how far he's come. I love seeing that he is embracing his authentic self. He doesn't, he's written a book. We talk about the book. We talk about his music. He's super talented. And I feel really privileged and honored that I got to talk with him. He is somebody that's making a difference in the LGBTQ plus community because he's talking about sexual health, which is so important today because there's all these apps that are out there and people are meeting casually for sex. And it's just so important that people are taking care of themselves still. I almost feel like we're back in, not that I was around then having sex, but back in the 70s before the HIV/AIDS crisis started, where people are just kind of freely having sex now. And not really thinking about the consequences in some way. And that's one of the things that David is talking about in this interview, where he's talking about how important it is to think about your sexual health, to think about using things to protect you from HIV and AIDS. And we had a great conversation about it. So I really, really enjoyed my conversation with David Archuleta. I think I could have taken another 2 hours and kept talking to him because I think he's so interesting and he was really great. And he's so down to earth and he's so genuine. And when I was talking with him, I've spoken to a couple of famous people on podcasts that I've done and stuff. And I never get nervous. I wasn't nervous with David, but it makes me feel more calm whenever you start a podcast with somebody like David and they say, hi, Zach, great to meet you. They say your name, they're engaging, they're there, and they're focusing only on the conversation with you. They're not checking their phone. They're not doing 1,000 other things that people can tend to do whenever you're doing a podcast. I mean, I've seen it all when I've interviewed people where people are writing their life story and stuff like that. So I'm sometimes hello, you're in an interview, or they're yelling at somebody in the room next, or somebody downstairs while they're doing a podcast. And that was not David at all. David was paying attention. It was just me and him. And that's what I love. So enjoy my interview with David. I think he's an amazing guy. Check out his latest book. He's got a new song out. And I ordered his book. It's part of my summer reading list this summer. And so check it out and let me know what you think. Leave a comment on this podcast or send me a DM on Instagram at @TheRealZachRE and let me know what you think about the interview. And check out David's new book and his new song. Thanks so much. Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining me on the Everything and Anything and a Bit Gay podcast. Today, I am so excited and thrilled to have David Archuleta on my show. I can't believe that I have somebody as amazing as you. Thank you so much for being on,
Oh,
David, and welcome.
thank you, Zach. It's very sweet of you.
So, I want to just start off by saying I am so proud of you for your book. You made New York Times best-selling book for your book Devout, like instantly became a bestseller. And I'll tell you another thing that I just noticed today as I was listening to your music. You have on just one song over 272 million downloads for the song Crush. That's insane. How does that make you
Oh,
feel?
streams. The streams. Yeah, I love that it is a song that people continue listening to, still love, and hear around. My mom just sent me a video this morning. She's out and about, I think at a water park, and they're like, they're playing Crush right now. So I love that it is a song that has lasted, that has stood the test of time.
Yeah, it's amazing. And I can also, it's hard to believe that you were 2008 on American Idol. That seems like it was just kind of yesterday, but you've had such a huge, amazing career. So I'm so happy that I get to talk with you because you're amazing. So
Thank you. Yeah, 2000, yeah, 18 years ago now,
isn't that crazy?
American
Time
Idol.
flies.
It is, yeah. I was 17 when I was on it, so I've lived more life since than when I was on the show.
And we'll be right back. Okay, and now back to the show. When you saw your book came out as a New York Times bestseller, like what was the first feeling you had? Was it kind of like a pride? Was it relief? Was it vindication or was it something else? Like how did it make you feel?
Oh, those are good words. Yeah, it did give me a sense of relief and a sense of vindication. um, I put a lot of work into it, and I felt like my story and my perspective was one that a lot of other people have had and just have not had a chance to be listened to
Yes.
as much as we would like to. So I felt like this was for a lot of people. And I wanted their story to be heard, um, as well, because there are aspects about it that have been tricky, that have been difficult. And finding the balance between religion and the LGBTQ plus community is still an ongoing effort.
Mhm.
But a lot of people who are queer in religions, especially the one I grew up in, Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, a lot of people did not know how to find the happy balance and to feel like they would belong and that they could accept themselves, and took their lives and have been taking their lives. So I feel like this conversation needs to be continued in honor of them and also to prevent this from continuing to happen because it is so unnecessary. And it can be cleared, and there can be space made for queer religious people in these religious communities
Mhm.
if you just have a little more of a conversation and have more understanding of our situation, because it's not what it is not what they were told and what we were all taught a lot of times in our church and in our communities.
Yeah. Yeah, and if you think about like the people that are reading this book and the people, even if you impacted one person that's an LGBTQ plus community that's having a struggle with their religion and they read your book, just think about how the impact that you're having on somebody's life. That's you should really like reflect on that because that's so amazing that you can make somebody feel that they're not alone, and that somebody else had the same struggle or is having the same struggle as them. So it's really great that you did that. So I just want to just applaud you for that.
Thank you. Thank you, Zach.
And so you were kind of like known as the LDS poster child in a way. What does it feel like to have written this book now? Does that make you feel like, and it to be a bestseller? How does that make you feel?
I I've been so happy to see so many people from my religion that I used to be a part of. I
Mhm.
no longer practice it, but I
Right.
still feel a sense of community with a lot of them. And in the dedication of the book, I even say, to my fellow Latter-day Saints who are taking the time to read this and be open-minded, like, thank you. I appreciate y'all. And so many of them have. I've seen a lot of them post on their stories or send me messages saying, I just finished reading your book. And they're not a lot of them aren't gay or
Yeah.
queer, but the fact that they took the time and that they enjoyed and appreciated the book, and that it helped them to see what the queer community has to navigate. Because a lot of us don't choose what religion we're a part of. So it's not like we're gay and saying, I'm going to be a part of the Mormon church. I mean, some people do, but most of us, we're just born in it. And then
Mhm.
we're taught these things about homosexuality and how bad it's supposed to be,
Yeah.
supposedly. And then we realize, oh, that's me. I'm that person. Also, I'm doing everything I can to change it and it's not working. What do I do now?
Yeah.
And so for people to take that time, I'm so thankful for them. And, hopefully we make this world easier for more people.
Yeah. When we need it in this world, that's for sure. So you've talked about your journey of embracing kind of who you are. What shifted inside you from a creative standpoint when you were more your authentic self? Did your music change when you did that?
I feel like my music became less striving to try and change myself. I felt like I talked a lot about the struggle and not feeling good enough. And just feeling this need to figure myself out. And when I came out, I felt like I could be like, okay, David, take a moment to take some time to just enjoy who you are and celebrate this part of yourself that you've discovered and you've embraced and learn to love. And so I feel like the music right now is reflecting that a
Yeah.
lot. I feel like I'm just kind of grounded in myself and saying, okay, I'm going to sit with myself and simmer in this and enjoy it. So that's how the music feels like now to me. It's a lot more relaxed than this. Oh, but I'm so stressed about the person I am. I'm like, I'm not
Yeah.
stressed anymore because I love who I am. I mean, I'm still stressed about certain things, but
Yeah.
it's nice to just enjoy for a moment.
I gotcha. Is there anybody that you would love to do a collaboration with? And I have a suggestion if you're interested.
Ooh, I would love to know.
I think you should do it with Shawn Mendes.
Shawn Mendes.
Yes, I think you guys would be amazing together.
Shawn, he's incredible. He's so talented, and he's had to deal with a lot. There's certain group of people who just get such massive attention,
Yeah.
just explodes in their face, and it's overwhelming. So my props to him to find that peace within himself. He's talked about anxiety too in his songs. That would be a fun collab.
Yeah, maybe we'll tag him in this and he'll reach out and do it. So
Hey, Shawn, you let me know if you want to do something.
I'd love that. You exist at kind of a real intersection. You're part of the Latin community, you're queer, you have a platform. How do you kind of think about using that specifically within Latin communities where there's pressure where you they want you to stay silent and it can be so intense and you don't want to stay silent. You're really being vocal about things, which I love, which I think a lot of your fans love as well. Is that something that you kind of think about often about making sure that people hear what you have to say?
Uh, yeah, I guess it's just it is a part of me. I like to, and maybe it's, my Mormon upbringing taught me was to share what's on your heart. If you believe in something, then you should speak up about it. And that's something that I feel like it's just been ingrained in me now, and I'm happy that it has, because it may not work in the same way that it was intended to when when I was
Yeah.
first raised to do so,
Yeah.
but I think that's important. If there's something that you believe in and you feel like you're passionate about, then it used to be my religion before. I'm like, I need to preach the gospel and teach
Yeah.
everyone and show them the truths I hold so dearly to. I'm like, I have different truths. If anything, I've added truths that I feel passionate to share and that I feel like could make a difference for other people. So I hope that it does.
And we'll be right back. Okay, and now back to the show. And let's talk about what you're doing kind of for sexual health, because I love that you're doing this. So HIV prevention isn't always such, the best, sexiest advocacy topic you can talk about, but you see a source of strength there, not shame. So tell me why and how you got there.
I'm very excited to get to partner with Gilead about this because I didn't grow up with that information. If anything, it was always a very taboo subject, both in like growing up religious, where it's like no sex until you're married. And that was the only sexual health talk you got.
Yeah.
And then growing up Latin, I think also in a Latino household, like it's just, again, it was like, it's very like, oh, like a bit reserved in what they talked about, at least in my
Yeah.
family. So to be able to let people know it's like, hey, it doesn't have to be a scary thing to talk about. And it may be awkward to first bring it up, but once you're able to give yourself that education to be sexually healthy and to be safe and responsible with it, it is so empowering. And it just helps you feel better with your interactions, with getting to meet people, because sex is it's a human experience. It's the reason why we're all here to begin with is because sex is a part of life. Otherwise, we wouldn't be here.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
it can be fun and you can be safe and you can take precautions. There's, STIs are a thing, sexually transmitted infections, and there are preventative measures you can take. And HIV/AIDS was always something very scary that I heard growing up that is like, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
and it was horrible what happened, but we have PrEP now.
Yeah.
And PrEP is a medication that prevents the spread of it. And you can live a healthy, full life. Even if you are HIV positive, you can take the medications and check ins so that you can still be a sexually active person and it doesn't spread to other people. But
Yeah.
you can take PrEP and be sexually intimate with someone with HIV. If you take the time to educate yourself, to go meet with a doctor and see if PrEP is right for you, you feel this relief and and you don't have to be scared like you may have once have been like I was.
Yeah.
So it's just helping people be equipped with more self-love, more confidence. And Gilead, I've partnered with them. There's a website that they have called healthysexuals.com. And it helps you understand the different STIs, what STI testing is like, how to take care of your sexual health, and just your overall health. So I'm just hoping the more we talk about this, Zach, that more people can
Yeah.
know and be responsible and make it a much more enjoyable and safer experience for everyone.
Yeah. If there's a young Latin man that's out there listening to this right now and they've never talked to their doctor about PrEP, what would you say to them directly?
I would say it may be weird to talk openly about these things and feel like, oh, like I don't want to go to a doctor. I feel embarrassed to have to talk about someone. That's their job. They talk to so many other people about it. Uh, you can even find doctors who are LGBTQ plus safe and welcoming if that's a concern for you. Like if you discuss it with a doctor, they'll help guide you and help you know what options you have. And I encourage you to do it. As I've done it, I'm on PrEP, and it's a nice cushion to feel like okay, like I'm being responsible,
Yeah.
and I can have fun. I can have fun and enjoy this and also make sure I'm looking out for other people I may be sexually involved with and
Yeah.
active with.
Almost all of my friends are on PrEP, and just the fact that they don't have to worry about anything like after they have sex with someone because they're on PrEP is so huge, and it just like it helps their mental health so much because they know, okay, I'm on PrEP and that person was on PrEP, and so we're both leaving there pretty safe. So it's
Mhm.
so important. So I respect you so much for putting that message out there because the numbers are so high. With its HIV infection rate in the Latin community rose 12%. That's a big rise. That's a big
Mm.
rise that's happened. So I love it that you're out there, kind of putting that word and that message out there for people. It's really amazing. So you carry so much great stuff with you. You talk about your faith a lot, your identity, your community, your artistry. What kind of keeps you grounded when all that gets so heavy?
I think just finding a balance, I think before I tried to identify myself so much with I need to work, 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 and yeah, I still work, and I enjoy work. Some parts aren't as fun as others, but so
Mm.
sometimes you're like, oh, I don't want to work, but
Yeah.
I'm glad that I get to do the work that I do because I get to do things like this. I get to connect with people. In the end, my favorite part of all this is connecting with others.
Yeah.
Music is a way to do that. It brings people together, and you can it's like communicating. You get to express yourself in a different way than just talking, with writing a melody and chords and lyrics, or writing a book. Like, I think in the end all of this is about connecting. Something else I've really loved lately is going to music festivals. um I'm a raver. I've become a raver, so I like going to the raves,
Awesome.
and again, just dancing and feeling one, like you all connect to a moment. And I just think like that's one of my favorite things about being alive and being a human. Even like just sharing a meal with people, like getting to anything that's about connecting with others is a really satisfying experience for me. So here's to hoping for more of those experiences and find the balance as I work, because sometimes if you work too much, you go crazy and you
Yeah.
burn yourself out. So
Yeah. Well, I just want to just like let everybody know that's listening. You released a 3-song EP that's new music. It's written specifically for themes in the book. It's available with the audiobook, Devout. And I love it that you have just kind of you put this out there again. You're helping people think about sexual health. You're out there putting a book out there to let people know it's okay to be part of the LGBTQ plus community, no matter what your religion is. And you're a fantastic person. And again, I feel so honored that I got to even speak with you today. So thank you so much for being on the show.
thank you, Zach. It was a pleasure to talk to you.
Yeah, it was a pleasure talking to you too. And I will put the link to all of David's music, books, and everything in the description of this podcast or video, however you're watching it. And I also put the Gilead website that you mentioned also in there so people can go and learn more about sexual health. So thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
being on, David. You're amazing. And I hope to have you on again sometime in the future.
All right. Sounds great.
And I'm going to tag Shawn Mendes also. So
Okay.
you and Shawn Mendes, I want a front row ticket to the concert when it happens. So.
All right. Well, we're manifesting that now.
Yeah, we are manifesting it. Okay. Thanks so much, David.
Thank you, Zach.